Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is expected to table the Union Budget for the fiscal year 2024 in the Parliament on July 23 or 24. Earlier, an interim budget was presented by Nirmala Sitharaman in February 2024, just before the Lok Sabha election. Then after winning the elections third time in a row, Modi government is set to present the plan in which all incomes and expenditure for the year 2024 will be presented. Now before we move forward, let's just understand the difference between an interim budget and a union budget. Now the main difference is that in an interim budget, it is a budget that is presented by the central government just before the general elections. Whereas in union budget, it is presented by the central government in the parliament. The second major difference is that the interim budget has only a summary of expenses and incomes of the previous year, while the union budget will have income and expenses of the previous year would be provided in details. Now the preparation of union budget in India is complex and meticulous process that involves several stages and the coordination efforts of various government departments. In this video, here is an explanation of the process in 7 stages. The first is pre-budget meeting and consultations. The process begins months in advance, typically around August or September of the previous year. The Ministry of Finance holds pre-budget meetings with various stakeholders. That includes ministers, departments, state representatives, industry bodies, economists and experts. Inputs are generally gathered on revenue, expenditure and economic outlook. Now, in the second stage, all ministers and departments prepare their estimates of revenue and expenditure for the coming financial year. Now, these estimates are scrutinized by the Government of Expenditure within the Ministry of Finance. Proposals for new schemes and projects are evaluated for feasibility and alignment with government priorities. Then, in the third phase, there is a preparation of the revenue estimates. The Department of Revenue, in consultation with the Central Board of Direct Tax, that's CBDT, and the Central Board of Indirect Tax and Customs, that's CBIC, prepares estimate of tax revenue, whereas non-tax revenue estimates such as dividend from public sector enterprises and other sources are also prepared. This particular phase is to understand from various sources how much money is estimated to earn by the government. Then comes the fourth stage. The budget division of the Department of Economic Affairs gather all the estimates and proposals from different ministers and departments. The division that creates a draft version of budget. They make sure that there is a balance between the money that the government earns, that's the revenue, and the money it plans to spend, that's expenditure, while also trying to meet certain financial goals. And these goals are called fiscal targets. Now the main practice here is either our expenditure should be equal to our revenue, and the best case scenario, our revenue should be more than our expenditure. Then the fifth phase comes, where the Finance Minister reviews the drafted budget. The Finance Minister makes adjustment to align with the government's policy objective and priorities. Finance Minister also holds discussion with the Prime Minister and senior cabinet colleagues to finalize key aspects of the budget. Then in the sixth phase, the budget is printed in utmost secrecy. The printing takes place in the basement of North Block of the Central Secretariat under tight security to prevent any leakage. Then the final stage of budget comes, that's the seventh phase, where the Union Budget is presented by the Finance Minister in the Parliament, which is likely to take place on 23rd or 24th February this year. Since it was an election year, but let me tell you, typically it is presented on February 1st. The budget speech outlines the government economic policies, taxation proposals and expenditure plans. The government goes through the process of discussion, debate and approval in the parliament before it is enacted. Now here is an important information. With this budget presentation, Nirmala Sitharaman will become the first finance minister to present 7 consecutive union budget. With this, she is going to surpass Morarji Desai, who presented 6 budgets in a row. Now, these 7 phases ensure a comprehensive and transparent approach to prepare the union budget, balancing the need of various sectors while aiming to promote economic growth and financial stability. For more such videos, do follow India.com.